so often that in a moment, everything can change. And now that the holiday season is here again, so many people on the road anxious to get to their destinations. Sadly, those moments that change everything happen more often. This year, ahead of the festive season, our friends at Headway have once again come to remind us how precious every moment is, and also to share some awe inspiring stories of surviving those life altering moments. In this episode, Nikki shares with us how her accident and subsequent TBI actually saved her life. So, Nicolene,
Yes.
tell me about how you ended up with the brain injury
Okay.
and at this place in your life.
Okay. Well, I can't remember the accident. Still to this day, don't remember what happened. So everything I know about the night I've been told. I can remember up until a point. So I actually just got the keys to my new apartment. First time I was going to move out of home. I was 27. I was very excited, so I decided I'm going to go out alone, which was against my character, but I was going to do it in 4 ways. So I went out. I ordered an iced tea at the bar. This is up until where I remember. And then, so this is what people told me. I was traveling in the one direction, and they found my car on the opposite side of the road, facing the opposite direction. I'd hit a wall. So, well, firstly, I was robbed at the accident scene, and I had lost so much blood. I had to get a blood transfusion. So I was lying there in my own blood, and somebody robbed me. That's just terrible. Anyway, I was taken to a hospital. I wasn't at that stage on a medical aid, so I had to go to Charlotte Maxeke Hospital. But some of the best doctors are there because it's an academic hospital. So I was taken care of. I broke my neck, and I fell into a coma. I was in a coma for 43 days. While I was in the coma, I got a hemorrhage in my brain. So my head swelled up. It was the size of my shoulders. And I was lying in traction because my neck was broken. So I don't even want to know what I looked like. Apparently, one of my parents wanted to take a photo for my recovery purposes, and the other parent said no. So they'd landed up not taking a photo. But the doctors told my parents to prepare themselves for the worst.
Sure.
And my mom said to the doctor, "You're taking the Almighty out of consideration." That's what my mom said to the doctor. 43 days later, I woke up. I had to go for rehab to learn how to walk again. And what happened was, in the waiting rooms at the hospital, my mom saw a little sticker of Headway. And my mom took the details down. And then I was home, I don't know how long, maybe a couple of months. And my mom contacted Headway. And I started going there for rehab. And if it wasn't for Headway, I wouldn't be where I am today. They helped me. They helped me re-socialize. They helped me understand why I was acting the way I was acting. I was a completely...
What does that mean? How are you acting?
I was a different person. I was a completely different person. I was very angry. Very, very angry. Really? Yes. The smallest thing would trigger me. I would just get angry over nothing. I am better now. I went for a lot of therapy in the past 15 years. So, yeah, it's been 15 years to date now. What do I can tell you what I still suffer with.
Tell me what you...
I'm like a baby. I need to sleep every day. I get tired. Fatigue is a big thing for me. So when the afternoon hits, I've got to sleep. I can't work like a normal person from 8 to 5. Can't do that. Because I've got I can't handle stress. I can't sit in the traffic, and that's because of my impulse control, because of my anger issues. I literally will get out of my car and attack a taxi. I will do that. I'm not. I see. I'm getting angry just speaking about it. So I can't. It's like medical. I really can't do it. So that my memory is shot. That's bad. What else? I get tired quickly. It's sometimes hard for me.
How different is your life? Do you remember your life before? And when you compare the life you have today, besides the tired and
Yes.
can't work 8 to 5,
Yes.
8 to 5, what was your life like before your accident, and how different is it today?
Well, to be honest, the accident saved my life
Oh, wow.
because I was studying. I got my qualification in media studies, but I specialized in public relations. And then after that, I actually became a drug addict.
Oh, wow.
And I got addicted eventually to heroin. And I think the percentage is 3% of heroin addicts internationally come clean and stay clean. Otherwise, you relapse.
Sure.
And I was clean. I was clean for 3 months when I had my accident. I was trying to get clean and come straight and everything, but the chances of me having a relapse was there, and it was big. But then I believe it was divine intervention that I had to have had the accident, because that made me appreciate life, and it just changed everything. It brought my family closer. It made me appreciate my family. It made me just love life and just find a reason to be alive and help people, even if it's just being friendly to a stranger. You don't know what that person is going through. Look, I'm not a saint. I get my down days, and like I said, I've got anger issues, so I do.
What are you angry about?
Well, there's not anything specific that I'm angry about per se, but I can get angry very quickly. So, for example, I'll be standing in a queue for a long time, and if somebody will skip the queue or push in front of me or something like that, that will make me very angry, and I'll actually make a scene. I'll say something loud, and if that person retaliates, I won't back down. So that's an example of anger. So a non-angry person will let that slide. So that's just one example of how I get angry. Traffic is another example of anger. So
So easily triggered.
yes,
And the response
is anger. Yes.
Okay, so not that you're angry about anything in particular.
No, but you do get some people with brain injuries that is very angry about it. They feel, why did this happen to me? And they're just angry about the whole situation. And I feel anger is a wasted emotion. It's poisonous. That's why I get so cross that I get so angry, So yeah, that's.
And what do you fill your days with?
Well, my life is full of blessings, and I am actually working, but I'm working with my best friend who actually also has limitations. She's got a chronic illness, so she also can't do a normal, I say, commoner's work, like from 8 to 5. So
Wow.
So we work for a lady that runs a training company. We do all her admin work and etc. We're not just admin staff, but we're lucky because we can work at our own pace, and we do get time to go to doctor's appointments and take a rest when we need to, and you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm doing. And then obviously I started working after my brain injury for my best friend, the one that I'm working with at the moment. She's got a child, and I started au pairing for her when the little girl was in grade 3. She's currently busy writing finals.
Wow.
Yeah. So time flies.
And speaking of time that flies, in the past 15 years, what do you think have been your biggest life lessons?
Oh, good question. There's been so many. Yeah. It's cliched, but it's very, very true. But you need to appreciate the people you love while you can, because tomorrow isn't promised. It really isn't. I nearly lost my life, and I lost my sister 4 years ago during COVID, and I saw what that did to my parents. I saw what that did to my other sister, and I realized that every moment in life is special, and you must try and soak up life as much as you can and appreciate every second. Like, just if you see a beautiful sunset, try and take it in as much as you can. Like, you're a sponge. Just suck in everything as much as you can. That's, I think, probably the biggest life lesson. Like, and that includes blessings. See your blessings, count your blessings. Just be thankful and be modest. That's what I've learned, and that could maybe be also because I've lost my sister. It's like a combination of that and the trauma that I've been through. But once you realize that, life becomes calmer and it becomes more peaceful, because you find a peace that can't be disturbed or taken away from you, that whatever bad news comes your way, it's okay, because you've got the people you love, and you know you've got their unconditional support, and you know that tomorrow is going to be okay.
You know, I want to ask you a little bit about the time before your accident and the trauma, and your time in active addiction. Do you remember any of that?
Some of it.
Some of it.
Yes.
And do you remember what the driver was for you that made you want to get clean at the time?
Okay.
And how that also impacted how, when you came out of your coma, you re-embraced life?
Well, I think what made me want to come clean is my life reached a point where, well, firstly, my parents found out, which was a big thing, because, I lost control, because thank God I didn't become a crack whore or something like that. It didn't completely overtake me. I still, somehow, angels were with me, and I was protected, and I was able to get to that point where I could go to a rehab and get help. And my parents, bless them, were still there for me. They said, we'll help you with this. We're going to support you. Not everybody has that, I'll tell you. And that helped me a lot in wanting to come clean. And I realized, again, thank God that I got to that point that no, you're going to lose everything. That's what made me want to become clean and stay clean while I was clean. And then after my accident and but the driving force with my recovery, again, was my support system. Because I had my family around me when I woke up from the coma, and I also had all my friends. I've lost some of those friends along the journey because of their lack of understanding of brain injury. But I've gained my best friend and other friends along that way. So, what's that saying? Life is a train station, a train, and people get on and off, and that whole thing,
Yeah, and the journey that you've been on is such a unique journey for everyone. I've had this conversation with a couple of people already, with traumatic brain injuries, and everyone has had a different journey in their recovery.
Yeah.
What would you like people to know about brain injuries and how to treat people with brain injuries? If you could make everybody understand just one thing, what would the one thing be?
That's hard to say because 15 years later, and I'm still trying to understand brain injury. It's extremely difficult to understand. But I would say we're still people, and we might have a brain injury, but there's nothing wrong with our intelligence. We're still intelligent people, and it's just a brain injury, not brain damaged, and there's a big difference. And don't push a person or throw a person away because they now have a brain injury. That's just learn and learn about the injury and know that that person is still in there. I personally think that only the strongest and most special people will get brain injuries.
Why? How so?
Because it takes a special person to be able to survive it and to get up every morning and say, it's another day, I'm going to try and make it through.
You talk a lot about your family.
Yes.
And how much they were there for you.
Yes.
What impact have you watched your injury have on your family, and the role that a place like Headway has had in your family's overall recalibration around your injury?
Well, a big one. That Headway has had a huge impact on my family because I know that it was extremely hard for everyone in my family to understand me, because as I said, I was very, very aggressive in the beginning, my parents didn't know, what are they doing wrong? Why am I crying all the time? Why am I getting so angry? Why this? Why that? And then they started. Headway has a friendship circle where family members go, and then they speak to each other. They've got speakers that explain certain things to them, and they can ask questions, and it's also a safe space for them to go and speak to like-minded people. And that has helped my parents understand brain injury better. And we've grown together over the past 15 years, and they've understood it better, and they know that in the beginning they knew that this is not my daughter, this is a brain injury. Now that I've accepted the brain injury as a part of me, so have they. So they know that sometimes this is not Nicolene, this is just her brain injury. And that is, again, a blessing that they know this and that and that is why Headway is needed, because a lot of people don't have that. A lot of families need it. They need to be educated. It's a big thing. People need to be educated on brain injury and what impact it has, because one person gets has the injury, but the whole family gets impacted. It really does. I want to tell you something interesting. Whenever I interact with children, teenagers, I seem to lower myself to their level. It's like I get like a 15-year-old.
Wow.
Yeah. So at the moment, I'm scared of teenagers.
I think we're all scared of teenagers. Teenagers are actually quite scary. Why are you scared of teenagers?
Just because they seem so angry, and that they always right, and I'm scared I'm going to say something wrong, and I don't know who's identifying as what, and
Nicolene, do you think about the future at all? How do you think about the future? Because you talk a lot about being in the moment
Yes.
and experiencing everything
yes.
as is. Do you think about the future, and how do you think about the future?
I try not to think about the future because I suffer a lot from anxiety. And anxiety is about thinking about the future the whole time. So I'm not married. I don't have any children, which the no children part is a good thing.
They result in teenagers.
Yeah, that's also true. But I mean, it's a good thing, because if I had children when I had my accident, that would have been a whole different story. But it scares me to think about the future. So I don't really think past the next couple of months and my next holiday. So I save money.
Not a bad way to live.
That's how I'm living at the moment.
So you save money for your next holiday?
Yes, that's how I'm dealing with my midlife crisis.
How are you midlife crisising? You're hardly in the middle of your life.
It was my 40th 3 years ago, and I went away for my 40th, and then I said, right, midlife crisis, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to work, save money, go away. There's a place called Gauteng. I don't know if you... Yes. So I went there for my 40th, and I've been back 5 times since then. And yeah, I'm going
5 times in 3 years.
And I'm going at the end of January. We're going to Nicolene, to a resort there.
Nice.
Yeah. So I've got, again, something to look forward to.
Nice. Oh, wow. Well, look, I think from this conversation, what I hear is you're living in the moment. You're living from holiday to holiday. You have no teenagers to worry about. And really a full life.
Thank God. But I had to work to get here. I had work in the sense of I had to work at my injury. I had to accept it. I had to, I joke, but it's the truth. With my late sister, her and I used to always joke. We used to do this. It's a gift and a curse, But that is, and once you accept the situation that you're in your life, everything changes. And that is what I did. And I wish that, and not everyone with a brain injury gets to the point where I am today. And that breaks my heart. It really does, because I still have a long road to walk. But I'm blessed because I am where I am. But if I think 5 years down the line, I'm scared because I don't know where I'm going to be. But that's why I don't think 5 years down the line. It's just easier. Yeah. So
doesn't sound like bad advice. And I think a perfect place to end this conversation, because I think it's not just people with brain injuries. I think all of us would have less anxiety if we accepted where we are in life and concentrated on the moments in front of us instead of worrying about what's going to happen 5 years from now.
Yes.
I think that's a wonderful lesson to take away. Thank you for coming in and chatting with me.
Thank you for
What
having me.
Fantastic story, and good luck.
Thank you.
Good luck with the journey.
And with your journey. Thank you.
Wow.
Thanks.
Wow.